Good evening, everybody. My back's going to be to somebody, but unfortunately that's just the way it's going to be. Now, to keep your interest, I've learned two of your words, so I speak Kenyan fluently, and if you listen really closely, you'll notice that I actually put those two words in the context within my speech, so that should keep you interested. So firstly, on behalf of Judy, my wife, and myself, I'd like to welcome you, and I'd like to thank you all for being here today to witness especially the vows that Joe gave to Monique and Monique gave to Joe. I mean, basically, they're the foundation for the future. I'd like to thank everybody who is here today, but especially those who travelled long distances. Just to name a few, Ronnie and Susie, who came from the US. Adrian and Elise, who came from Sydney, Australia, as I understand it. Kathy and Barbara, Sydney, Australia, and Coffs Harbour. So that's just to mention a few, but I do thank you all for coming. Now, this is the fourth daughter that I've walked down the aisle with, so the bishop actually asked me during the ceremony how I actually felt about this, and I actually have a very good explanation. So given it's my fourth daughter, I wouldn't walk down the aisle with my daughter if I didn't feel that at the end of the aisle I was very, very confident that she was going to be loved and cared for by the person who was waiting for her. So I'd like to say at this point in time, Joe, wherever you may be, this is where my wine comes in. Joe, welcome to the family, my friend. Last Thursday, we joined Godfrey and Mary and their family and their extended family to consummate this marriage and connect the two families in a traditional and Kikuyu way. It was a very memorable, meaningful and traditional celebration for us. And we'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mary and Godfrey, and of course the Bishop, Peter, for the wonderful cultural connection. Our wedding dictates that we dedicate a song, generally to the daughter who's being married. So you've kind of taken that dance a little bit away from us, but if you can spare me a moment, I actually organised a song that I wanted to, if you like, propose would be the song for the newlyweds. So if you can just hold on 2 seconds, and then I'll come through, but before I do that, I'll just explain. We now have 4 son-in-laws, 3 of which were born outside of Australia, so we have our own little UN. We've come to know Joe quite well. He loves and cares for his ladies, Monique and Aya. He's fun-loving and still works on Kenyan time when it comes to functions, which means lunch functions quite often become dinner functions. Now, actually, Joe, if you're listening, I'd like to suggest this. See, I have a German background, and as you may know, Germans are generally classified as being efficient and very, very timely. And so time is very, very important for me, and Joe is the extreme. So we have an issue here. So my suggestion, Joe, is the following. When you are late, which requires me to buy new ice, potentially new sausages or new steak, I'm going to deduct that from Monique's inheritance. So you're going to suffer. So if you're on time, it'll be equal shares all the way through. Okay, I'd just like to tell you a quick story about, if you like, Joe and myself. Really, Joe's a very, very generous guy, and one day he came along with Monique and he bought me a bottle of scotch, which is a lovely bottle. And it's actually in a blue bottle, so it's a very classical, beautiful scotch. Now, I don't tend to drink scotch just for scotch reasons. I tend to drink it as medicine. And you wouldn't believe it, the day after Joe gave it to me, I actually contacted him and I said, I'm not going to drink this, I'm going to wait until you come back, because he was driving on that day, and then we'll drink it together. We'll have a couple of glasses. Anyway, lo and behold, I hadn't seen Joe for a little while, and I caught a cold. So I decided that Joe wouldn't mind if I just had a sip. Anyway, I had a glass, and the very next day the cold got worse. So I had a bigger glass. And before you know it, the cold was so bad that I saw the bottom of the bottle. Anyway, a couple of weeks later, we were having this family gathering, and Joe and Monique were there. And Monique said, "Oh, you know what? After this, we're going to come back to your place." Anyway, my heart started to beat really quickly, because I thought, Joe's going to expect this bottle, and we're going to drink it together. And the bottle by that stage was well and truly in the garbage. So I said to Judy, I tapped her, my wife, and I said to Judy, "Look, realistically, we've got to go very, very quickly, and we've got to go to the bottle shop." And lo and behold, I went to the bottle shop. I said, "Look, I don't really know what it's called, but it's a great whiskey, and it's in this blue bottle." And the guy reaches for the very top shelf, which hurt my credit card quite immensely. But thank you very much for that, Joe. And Joe did arrive, and we did have a glass together. Perhaps I could just tell you a little bit about Monique. Monique's the fourth out of six children, so she had a decision to make very, very early in the piece. And the question was, does she belong to the top three, because she's the middle child, or does she belong to the bottom two? So that was an issue, and she's decided that the bottom two were the way to go. She's in the top 6 beauties within our family anyway. You would be aware of that, because all in all we have 6 girls, including Judy. Sorry, Mike. So Monique grew up in a sporting family and took up swimming at a very early age. She became a state swimmer, which was very, very nice, and then moved over to women's gymnastics, where she competed at both state and national levels, and she won trophies in both state and national levels. So she's quite flexible. One of the problems that Monique actually has is she loves gossip. Now, gossip is a big issue, especially when you're doing women's gymnastics, because it's you're working 22, 23 hours a week. And lo and behold, when Monique hears gossip, all of a sudden she doesn't focus on the routine, she just focuses on where that gossip is actually coming from. And someone actually mentioned her name during a tumbling routine, which is very, very hard to do, and great difficulty. Anyway, Monique, whilst tumbling, heard her name called. So she the brain went into neutral, and she went looking for that particular person who had called her name. Lo and behold, she fell on an arm and she broke it. Anyway, I think that happened 3 times in 1 year, and the surgeon involved had a really wonderful holiday at my expense. Monique, basically, she's got... She managed to get school pretty well right, but really sport took over quite dramatically, and then she fell in love with childcare, and she went on to do a degree in childcare, which she still has today, and obviously loves children, and in their family there's not going to be any fertility issues, quite obviously. So it's a major thing. Okay, she's a loving, caring mother, doing a great job. It's going to be seen through Naya. And she also has a King Charles, who she's a bit in love with. So it's a little dog with long ears. She also works full-time, which means Joe takes up daddy duties wherever possible, which is lovely to see. From Judy and I, we hope that Naya, Monique and Joe will take the very best out of the Kikuyu and the Australian traditions, which undoubtedly will create a wonderful life for the whole family. Now, I might let my song go because it's going to take too long, but I've actually got something that I wanted to gift to them. Now, I know you've been very, very generous with your gifts. Are you happy to give one more gift? Can I just get a yes on that?
Yes.
Yes? Yes? Okay, we're going to hand something out very quickly. Oops. Actually, can you give me a hand? Bear with me.
feel the way you want me when you hold